Hello, it's Marilyn Devnish here from transformationstm.com, and we will be going live, not via Facebook Live, but via the video webinar in about 10 minutes time. I cannot guarantee there is going to be a recording because I'm testing out a new platform. Last time I did a video webinar, unfortunately it didn't record the video. But I'm going to kind of do a round two, trusting that it will. What I'm also going to do is do an audio recording of it as well. So for those of you on my e-newsletter list, you already have the link if you wanted to sign up for the webinar. We're going to be looking at how to supercharge your brain. Also looking at something I call the busy brain and what you can do to calm that down. Also going to be sharing with you some kind of hints and tips about how to get more done in less time with a lot less stress. And got a few props here today that I'll share with you, where it's definitely, you know, about the brain, how to supercharge that, looking at this thing that I call NeuroSuccess. That's one of the things we're going to be doing. Also the whole premise of, you know, taking what is a full-size book and condensing it down so that it appears to be around about that size in terms of the ability and rate at which you're able to take information on board. We're also going to look at the premise, if it appears that you've got lots of brains going on and chattering and trying to do 1,000,001 things at one time, how do you condense that down and find yourself a really good point of focus rather than being dragged from pillar to post? So we'll look at that. We're also going to look at ways that you can enhance your creativity and have what I call those aha moments and those light bulb moments. So that's a piece of what we're going to do. I'm also going to show you one of my favorite focus and time management techniques. So I'll show you the prop for that once we get started with the video webinar. There's also one of the analogies I've got in terms of working more effectively with the brain and the mind. Yes, that is a boiled egg. So we'll be looking at that as well. So a fair few things to do. And one of the reasons we've got all the props today is because we're talking about accelerated learning. We're talking about NeuroSuccess. We're talking about how to be more limitless and all of that sort of stuff. And one of the things that you really kind of want to be able to do with that is tap into your desired learning style. So we're going to have a chat about that when it comes down to this gorgeous piece of equipment that we've all been blessed with, and really kind of going, okay, how do you get more out of your brain and supercharge? So we're going to start probably in about 6 minutes in terms of the video webinar. What I would say in terms of getting started, you want to have a good supply of water, because one of the things that we'll talk about in terms of supercharging the brain is what it requires. Water is definitely one of those things. So make sure you are very, very well hydrated before we begin. What else do we need? Yeah, I think that's about it. I'm bringing the props. You bring an open mind. I'd say that's the key prerequisite, is coming with an open mind. And let's take it from there. You will have the ability in the webinar chat room to submit your questions. So I will look out for those if you're watching live. As I said, if you're not going to be joining us live, I cannot guarantee there will be a recording. I'm going to keep my fingers crossed that they've got the little bugs sorted out now. But hey, it is what it is. Last time round there wasn't a recording, even though there should have been. So we shall see. We shall see. But it should be a lot of fun. And if you are on my e-newsletter list and you've signed up for the registration, it would have taken you to the thank you page and given you a link that you click on that will take you back to the webinar. If you didn't pay attention to that, what you can also do is go back to the same page, the Jet webinar page, and just put your details in again, and it will put you into the room. You should also be able to see the chat room. I can interact with you in the chat room from what I kind of did last time round, so you can post your questions in there. So yeah, if you've got questions about how to get more done in less time, if you've got questions about reducing stress, if you've got questions about how to supercharge your brain, if you've got questions about how to enhance your creativity, and if you've got questions about how to shrink tasks down so that you effectively you know, it's almost like a bit of a time warp. And if you've got questions about how to work with your brain far more effectively and not have it fighting against itself, as though you've got, you know, people often say, well, on the one hand there's this, or on the one hand there's that, or part of me wants this, part of me wants that, and that's that whole split thing going on. So if you've got any questions or any queries about that, then, you know, by all means, come ready with them, put them into the chat room. I will address those on the live webinar. So we go live at 1:30 UK time. That will be 8:30 AM Eastern time if you're out in the United States. And we are going to talk about, in terms of that whole first piece, about the stress, about the focus, about the supercharging the brain. We will also touch on one of my favourites, which is the tangerine technique, because that's an integral part of it as well. So lots to cover, lots to chat about. If you're on my e-newsletter list, I sent it out yesterday evening-ish. So check your e-newsletter. You've still got time to register if you wanted to join us live. And once you've registered, if you can't, again, I'm saying if you register but you couldn't make it, there should be a recording. So I've set up the email that will send you the link to the recording. I just can't guarantee, based on last time and given that this is a new platform, I just can't guarantee that the recording will be there. But if it is, then that's great, and you can have the recording as well. Anyway, I'm going to head off now and get the other screen sorted out. And I'm going to keep this one free, because the way I've set it up, yeah, you should have. I mean, I know people don't always want to interact in the chat, so what I will do is occasionally I'm going to shut Facebook down on my desktop so that I don't have any noise from it. But what I will do is probably occasionally just whiz through Facebook on my iPad, so hence not doing Facebook Live, because I want to be able to use my iPad for that, and also have a quick check of emails if you've got any questions. But use the chat room. That's going to be the easiest way to do it. So I'm not looking at multiple platforms, but I will catch you all in a bit. Okay, see you there. Bye.